Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rhodes High School, Collinwood Athletic Complex, where today Rhodes takes on Glenville in the Senate League Game of the Week. This week, I got a fellow commentator joining me, Jalen. Say what's up to everybody at home.
Hi, this is Jalen. I'm going to be commentating alongside of Mel.
All right. Coin toss just happened, so I believe. Rhodes won the toss and will be receiving, and Glenville will be kicking off. So we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a few seconds. right. The national anthem's been played. We are all set for football here at the Collinwood Athletic Complex. As we said earlier, Glenville will be kicking off to Rhodes. Rhodes will be receiving for the first half. Battle for first place, more or less, with Glenville coming in at 2-3, 1-0 in the conference, and Rhodes coming in at 1-0 and 3-1 in overall play.
What's up?
Glenville's down the street at
The box is up.
down the street on 113th. Rhodes on the west side of Cleveland,
I couldn't hear anything.
off of Bidoff Avenue.
Are they on?
And Jalen, we're looking for a good, clean game, but obviously a battle for first place, as both teams are looking to make a push for the state playoffs.
Did you guys?
Oh yeah, this
turn
will be
the
a great
battery all
game.
the
I
way to the-
believe the battle for first is gonna.
So
I think it's
when
gonna be a
it says
close game.
sweep, we'll go
I was thinking that too. Rhodes has a big chip on their shoulder. They've been looking, and a Senate team has not beaten Glenville in 24 years. So you got to think, knowing that going into this game, that Rhodes is going to make a push to try and be that first team.
Oh yeah, that's definitely that's definitely their biggest motivation tonight. And who knows what can happen tonight.
That is true. Anything can happen. As we await the whistle, there goes the whistle, and here we go.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
And the kick goes out of bounds, which will be a penalty for illegal procedure, and Rhodes will take over, I believe, either at the 35 or the 40-yard line.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
It will be first and 10 for Rhodes and Deshaun Coleman. And it's first and 10 for Rhodes at the 35-yard line. Victor Pratt's behind center, takes the snap, hands off to number 24, Jamarius Hope, and he is stopped in the backfield for looks like a 4-yard loss.
Hey, can you hear me?
Dropped out at the 33-yard line.
It's kind of hard to pay attention to the action when you're looking at a wing T, which is an offense you don't normally see in the Senate. We haven't seen that since the days of Coach Phil Gary over at Collinwood. But Prats takes the ball again, drops back to pass. He throws it to number 8. He gets a couple, and he's back for a positive gain of maybe 7, looks like. So it'll be third down. It'll be third and 6 on the Rhodes 39-yard line. That's under center. Takes the snap, hands off. It's a double reverse to number 19 or 13. Oh, 19, but he's stopped in the backfield. Excuse me, it was number 19, Steve Cummings, and he is stopped. Couldn't get the number on that Glenville player, but Rhodes will be forced to punt. Glenville's defense showing up today early.
Glenville did a really good job that series on getting to the pressuring the quarterback and making him pressure. That was a big reason they stopped them. If they keep applying pressure like that, they can win the game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, but it's still early. The punt is off, and the punt goes out of bounds, and it dies at the Glenville. Looks like the Glenville 30. Okay, so they'll spot the ball. They'll spot the ball what looks like at the Glenville 32. where Glenville, the Tarblooders, will take over first and 10.
At the 32-yard line of Glenville, first and 10 Glenville.
Glenville showed out last week against rival Collinwood, which kind of hurt me as a Collinwood alumni watching that game. But they were balanced on offense with great passing attack, great rushing attack, and it just looked like they were ready to play. So Glenville first and 10 out of I formation, hands off to number 3, and he fights for a couple of yards. It looks like a gain of 6, maybe 7. It'll be second down. Referees.
Watley, the ball carrier, brought down around the 3, Jamal Sumlin. At the 39-yard line. Gain of 6, second down, 4.
It'll be second and 4 for the Tarblooders. Tarblooders showing some nice little red uniforms this week. Looking good.
Yes, I like the color combination that they got going on. Looks really vibrant. Stands out on the field.
Glenville's always stood out on the field with these red uniforms, so they don't wear them often. That's the crazy thing. I think they should. 19 hands off, and he is stuffed in the backfield for a loss of 3. A loss of 3 on that play. Rhodes showing they can play defense as well, and it'll be third down. It'll be 3rd and 5 on the Glenville 37-yard line, and they come out of the huddle.
Is it a green light that's blinking?
19 under center. Takes the ball, drops back to pass, flushed out of the pocket. He looks to go, and he is tackled. A gain of 2. He is tackled at the 39-yard line, and it's a 4th down for Glenville, and Glenville will have to punt, which is something you do not hear often when you see Glenville on the field.
Rhodes did a phenomenal job as well as Glenville did the first possession where they pressured the quarterback. Rhodes did a good job at that too. They're like, if you can pressure him, we can pressure him too.
Yeah, very well said. As we said earlier, Glenville 3-2, 2-3 overall, and 1-0 in the league, and Rhodes coming in with a 3-1 record. Did really well in their non-conference schedule, and we have a timeout by Glenville. It's an early timeout by Glenville. So, with 8:07 left in the first quarter, we will be right back after the timeout. All right, after the timeout, it'll be 4th down and 4 for Glenville, and Glenville is going to punt. And it takes the snap. The kick is away, and it's a short kick, and it is going to die at the 35, 34-yard line of Rhodes. So Rhodes takes over again after forcing Glenville to punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Rams at the 34-yard line.
Hey, anyone hear me? Anyone hear me? Anyone hear me?
All right, Rhodes set up at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Pratt's under the center, takes the snap, and he takes off. Breaks a tackle, And he is down after a gain of 2. He's tackled by number 99 and number 8. And he is also still not getting up. So we're going to take a break and stay away for a couple seconds while they get the injury figured out. All right, we are back after the injury timeout, and it will be second down and 8. Ball is on the 42-yard line of Rhodes. Rhodes takes a snap. Number 6 hands off, and he takes up the middle, and he is tackled after a gain of 3. Deshaun Coleman takes the ball for a gain of 3, and it'll be third down and 4 for a first down. Rhodes has showed they have no trouble moving the ball in other earlier games, and for here, the run game looks to be productive against Glenville. All right, Pratt is back in the game now. Third down, high snap, takes the ball and he dies on it. It'll be a loss of, looks like 15, maybe 10. And it'll be fourth down and 19. And there's another injured Ram. So after we see what the injury is, we will come back. All right, Rhodes is back to punt, and number 23, Arion Cowling, back to punt, and number 2 and 24, Bryce West and Deshaun Watley will be back to return. Kick is off. It's a short kick. And it will die down at the 40-yard line of Glenville's. So it's been a stalemate so far, Jalen. Any thoughts for this second series of Glenville coming out?
I feel like they'll pick up some yards, but I feel like both defenses are playing really well. I feel like it's going to be a really defensive game today.
I agree with you. I'm looking at the first series, looking at the second series for Rhodes, and now Glenville's about to start their second series, and I wonder where it's going to lead to, as both teams are coming in 1 and 2 respectively in the Senate. So this should prove what could happen when the Senate gets competitive. First and 10 for the Tarblooders, and Witten tosses outside. He's looking for a lane, and he gets stopped for a loss of 1, or a short gain. So no gain on the play. Is second and 10 on the 40-yard line for the Tarblooders. I'm pretty sure walking into this game, Glenville did not expect Rhodes to put up such a fight this early in the game. But the way the Senate has been playing out, it's usually the black and blue conference because everybody's beating up on everybody. Witten takes under center, takes the snap, hands off to number 24. He's flushed back, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage again. And Jalen, you so far you've been correct as this has been a defensive game.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to continue like that unless they figure out how to control the defense. Both teams haven't seemed to figure that out yet. And I feel like it's going to keep they're going to keep pressuring. It's going to be a standstill for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm seeing this now, and I folks, if you weren't watching this, and you wouldn't believe it if I told you. So it's kind of one of those things where you had to see it to believe it. It is 3rd down and 10 for the Tarblooders. Witten takes the snap. It's a blitz coming on, and he's caught, and he is sacked for a loss of 5, maybe 6, or as the ref would spot it, it's a loss of 4. So Glenville forced to punt again after a sack. So no team has really been able to gain some leverage as far as trying to get a first down. This has been an interesting first quarter, to say the least.
Oh yeah, it definitely has been. This is a very interesting game. Both teams are trying to take number one in the respective conference. I feel like that's why they're both bringing it today. Defense wins games.
Yes, defense does win championships. So this is one of those where it's going to be something special. The punt is up, and it breaks a tackle, but he is hit abruptly. No, that's a marker. No, folks, that is not a flag. If you saw what the referee threw, that is the new marker to spot the ball this year. They decided to change the colors from blue to orange. They're a lot easier to see, too. So, yes, it does look like a flag, but it is not a flag, I assure you. All right, we're back. 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. Hands off to number 1 on the outside. He gets a lane. He's stopped, but there is a flag on the play. Rhodes finally gets some momentum going to number 1, Jermaine Foster. No, not Jermaine Foster. Deion Floyd, excuse me. And there is a flag. There are 2 flags on the play. Well, we'll see what these flags are. A good reverse. And you can hear the Glenville cheerleaders down below us getting down with their bad selves.
Hey guys, can you hear me all?
At the 24-yard line.
And it'll back up Rhodes 5 yards from the spot. And it'll be 1st and 14 for Rhodes. And the whistle blows. And can't see what the ref is saying, but he's a little bit adamant about it. All right. And whatever that conversation was about, it'll be first down and 15 for Rhodes. Prats takes the snap. He goes up the middle. He stiff arms a player, breaks a tackle. He's still running. And he's out of bounds finally at the 45-yard line, which will be a first down for Rhodes. Rhodes gets a first down on Pratt's run. And to say he put some oomph into that shoulder he gave to that defender is an understatement.
Victor Press did a great job at shedding those tackles, which got them a pretty big gain, making up for the penalties that they got. They're right where they want to be right now.
Yeah, positive yardage is something is hard pressed in the Senate to get against Glenville. So it'll be first and 10 on the 45-yard line of Rhodes. Prats takes the snap, and he goes up the middle again. And he still gets a gain of maybe 4 yards. So it'll be actually 3 yards. So it'll be second down and 7. It'll be second and 7 for Rhodes.
I don't know who's watching.
Okay, second down and 7 for Rhodes at the 49-yard line. And Rhodes looking to make some positive yardage again. Prats takes the snap, gets rid of it, throws it to number 13. Number 13 takes off, breaks a tackle, but he's stopped, tripped up abruptly at the Glenville 35-yard line. So that's another first down for Rhodes.
They're doing a really good job of moving the ball right now. This is quite unexpected, especially with how good Glenville's defense is. They're doing a really good job. Rhodes is doing a really good job at moving the ball.
Yeah, and this is something you don't really hear or see when you're playing Glenville. As tough as the defense that Glenville has, it's hard to see most teams outside of the Senate move the ball against them. All right, first and 10, Pratt's under center. He finds a lane, breaks a tackle, and he gets about 2, maybe 3. And Deshaun Watley in on the tackle for Glenville. And it's just amazing to see Rhodes moving the ball and controlling the clock. As the wing T offense, some offense you hardly ever see in high school, but you see Army and Navy use this offense really well and dominate games most times. This is interesting as we see how Glenville reacts to this. Pratt takes the snap, drops back, throws, and he's got a receiver open, but he overshoots him, and it's incomplete. So it'll be third down. It'll be third down for Rhodes. He had a receiver open, and the safety did not get over in time. Could have only imagined what the play would have looked like had he had that open receiver.
Yeah, who knows what that play would have looked like if he had that open receiver. It was a little bit overthrown. Wish it wasn't overthrown because we would have got to see a good play.
Indeed. And there is a whistle for the ref. I guess the ref is trying to hold up. Maybe there's a substitution thing going. All right, and we are back to third down and 7. Pratt takes the snap. There's a fumbled snap, and Glenville picks it up. He's at the 30, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Glenville. Jesse Agee takes the fumbled snap on a 60-yard touchdown. And Glenville gets a break, if you would think, as Rhodes was driving and could have scored on the last play if it wasn't for the incompletion. So Glenville takes the defensive snap, offensive miscue, and takes it in as a defensive touchdown. So Glenville catches a break on that, and we will be awaiting the extra point. Kicking the extra point is number 5, Zatarian Ward. And I wouldn't have believed it if I saw it. If I hadn't seen it, it'd be hard to say and hard to describe that play. But Glenville catches a lucky one as they score on a high snap that was bobbled. And Jesse Agee kicks it. Oh! And Glenville will miss the extra point as it hits the upright. But Jesse Agee takes it in for and Glenville draws first blood for with a score of 6-0.
60-yard fumble recovery pickup on number 8, Jesse Agee, running in for the touchdown.
All right, so with 28 seconds to go in the first, it's Glenville 6, Rhodes 0, and we will be back for the kickoff. All right, and we are back with the kickoff. Demarion Witten will be taking the kick. Will be kicking off to Rhodes, and number 6, 19, and I can't see the player in the middle, but all three of them will be receiving for Rhodes. There's the whistle, and the kick is off. It's a short kick. It's picked up. He gets a lane. He's still running. He takes it outside. He is at the 30, the 20, and he is shoved out of bounds in what looks like the 16-yard line of Glenville. So a short kick turns into a great return for the Rhodes Rams, who are looking to strike back after a bobbled snap, which turned into a defensive touchdown for Glenville.
That was a really good run by Rhodes. They've got the short kick led to a big yard gain, and that's it. That's exactly the type of momentum they want going into the second quarter.
Exactly, and as 16 seconds left, they can actually take one play and get into the end zone, or at least get one play to get closer to the end zone. And we'll see what Rhodes decides to do. Pratt's under center, takes the snap, hands it off, and he is stopped by and he's down. The referees say he was down, so there was no fumble, and it'll be second down for the Rams. Glenville showing signs of life on defense. Yeah, bend but don't break mentality, as they almost giving up a touchdown before the fumble. So it'll be second down and second and 18 on the 25-yard line for Rams. And the Rams going in, but it's Glenville making it hard after that big return that Rhodes had on the kickoff. Second and 18. Pratt takes the snap. It's another high snap, and it is fell on by number 13. Number 13, Tyshawn Lane, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Glenville 6, Rhodes 0. We will be back with the second quarter in a second. All right, we are back, and it is third down for the Rams. Pratt takes the snap, drops back to pass. He's looking, pushes out of the way, but he is stopped. He is sacked, and it'll be fourth down on the 43-yard line for Rhodes. Rhodes, after that first drive and that fumbled snap, it looks like the momentum has swung Glenville's favor. But I don't expect Rhodes to just lay down and die. Rhodes is